What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Monday. Talked to you a little bit earlier in the day. I was out back, actually, talking a little bit about Kaylee Ringo, but I told you I was going to keep this train moving, whether or not this room and the room next to me and everything is ripped apart. You can see some of the stuff hanging out back here, but I'm going to be moving around throughout the house, continuing to put out this content as much as I can. Looks like the storms of Narnia have come back, of course. Why wouldn't they? But, ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight to continue the series talking running backs, not live, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, any questions, comments that you have on this running back room. How do you feel about this? Now, I've seen so many things about how the Eagles, this is one of their biggest weaknesses. They are not even close to the top 10 as a running back corp as a whole. All of these things. I highly, strongly disagree. And I've talked about this over and over again. I've talked about, I feel that we are a top 5 running back room. And I also feel that with the added, DeAndre Swift, Kenny Gainwell can already do it, but, adding, a running back that can actually catch the ball. I'm pretty excited about it, but we're going to break it all down. We're going to take a look at the running backs. We're going to do my final 53-man projection. Sorry, it looks like the storms are getting me. Sorry if this is jumping or freaking out or anything, but let's try to keep this bad boy moving. So you can see here, Kenneth Gainwell, we knew once Miles became a free agent, he would probably walk. We had Kenny here. We saw in the playoffs how much we used him, but we go sign Rashad Penny. Now, last year we had, claimed Trey Sermon, Boston Scott we brought back this year. Kennedy Brooks is here again. But adding Rashad Penny was like, oh, okay, I feel pretty confident about this room. Maybe we go into the draft. Well, on draft day, first round, Lions take Jahmyr Gibbs. So, we talked that moment about, hey, is DeAndre Swift on the block? Can we get him? Well, we sure as hell did. So now you've got a 3-headed monster here. And I honestly, you guys know I don't care what the media says. Those are the same people that told me I didn't know what I was talking about because of Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, if they're down in this running back room, to me, that tells me we are going to be top 3. So very excited about this room. You have guys like Kenny G, DeAndre Swift, who can catch the ball. You got a guy like Penny who could just bulldoze people. Not saying Kenny G can't do that too for a little guy, but Rashad Penny is a monster. And when healthy, he obviously one of the best in NFL history, yards after contact. And I think that with a rotation and the best offensive line in the game, that will bode well for both Penny and Swift, who have dealt with injuries. But you can see here, look, 27 years old for Penny, so he's the veteran back here. He adds that ground and pound. He actually did pretty damn good at returning the ball as well in college, so maybe you use him there as well. I don't know. But DeAndre Swift, he is going to be catching the ball, running the ball. He can do it all, same as Kenny Gainwell. That 3-man rotation, I think the Eagles will be pretty happy with that. Now, the question becomes, do we keep 4? Do we keep 5? You're not keeping more than that, but I don't know, man. And look, it's going to really depend on how these guys look in training camp and obviously the preseason. But Boston Scott's not just going to be handed this job. Trey Sermon going to get an opportunity this offseason with the Eagles. Didn't last year. He was claimed here at the end there. So going to see what he looks like in training camp, preseason. Same for Kennedy Brooks. They'll get their chance to compete. But to me, I think you might only want to keep 4 here because you got 3 really good ones. If anything were to happen, bring somebody up from the practice squad. Hopefully the guys that don't make it, you can place them on that practice squad. But for me, man, this is quite an effing room. You've got 2 24-year-old backs in Swift and Gainwell who can grow together. And again, we talked about this with DeAndre Swift. Obviously, both Swift and Penny on the last year of their deals here. Penny just signed a 1-year deal, but Swift on the last year of his deal. Yeah, they're going to have to prove it. So no long-term commitment. If Swift goes somewhere else, you get a compensatory pick. So I love what Howie Roseman did to the running back room. And I've heard, the best spot for Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley or Tony Pollard is the Eagles. And I just couldn't disagree more with all of those major sports outlets. I just don't see it, man. I think that this running back room, one of the best in the game when you look at it as a whole. I'm not saying someone is better than Christian McCaffrey. Someone is better, than Derrick Henry. I'm saying this room as a whole can be better than most teams. And we talked about that. I'll link those videos down below so you can see my thoughts on this running back room, where it ranks amongst, other teams in the NFL. And then that one about how much work we're going to get in the passing game, something that, Jalen Hurts last in checkdowns last year. I think that improves this year. Looking forward to that. But show you one last time. I've got 3 locks and I've got 3 on the bubble. So I know I've heard a lot of slander about Penny and, of course, Swift too. Everyone knows, people get hurt. Okay, this is the NFL. But obviously you want these guys to be healthy. Oh, they got to be healthy. Yes, I want all of the players actually to stay healthy. So, yeah, that's great. But with the rotation, that helps. And with the training staff that knows what they're doing, one of the healthiest teams the last couple of years here. So I really think that it's going to be okay for those running backs. I see big things. I see people sleeping on Penny. I see them sleeping on Swift, and that is perfectly fine with me. Let them fall right back to sleep because, well, we're about to wake that ass up. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for you this evening. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, though. If you got anything from this, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always subscribe down below. I'll be putting these videos out, sometimes 2 a day, going to try to pump these out here before training camp. Dude, having this house stuff, the vacation, everything, of course, right before training camp. But we're going to get it in. And I appreciate all of you checking these out. Love to hear your thoughts on all of these positions. But again, at the end, I will be doing a full recap. And then, of course, my 53-man projection. So hope to see you when I'm live again. If it's not throughout this week, it'll be Fan Friday. But I hope you're all having a great start to your week. A very happy Monday to you. It's going to be an insane week for me. You're going to see these videos. Not so many live, but we'll be back in action soon. I appreciate you all taking the time. Hope you all stay safe out there. If you need me, please feel free to reach out. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. I love you all. Have a great night. And as always, go Birds!